Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? We're here today to review Justice League, which just came out Friday. And also after that, we're going to be reviewing Justice League Dark.
Superhero Saturday. We actually watched 3 superhero movies today. And these are Justice League ones, or 2 of them.
Yes. Awesome. And we saw Justice League at the theater at Tinseltown, and I really enjoyed it. It was cool. It was like, they're trying to do like Marvel Avengers. This is a version of Marvel Avengers. And it's kind of like Dirty Dozen trying to get everybody together, Batman, because there's like, Steppenwolf came back.
Not the band.
No, not the band. Yeah, they were saying Born to Be Wild. That would be pretty cool. And I remember later on in the movie, Steppenwolf was asking people to join his Legion. There's only one Legion.
Damn Skippy. Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. Different characters. Yeah, at first I kind of wish that they would have used the Flash from the TV show, which I enjoy. But actually, I don't know if he would have fit in as well, because this Flash was a little bit more lighthearted, and I think that was a good way to go to. I mean, Flash has been kind of light, but it's also gotten kind of heavy, the TV show. Really good TV series. There's a lot of good superhero shows out there now. It was also interesting that the father of the cyborg, whatever his character's name is, was played by Joe Morton, who was in the second Terminator movie.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I really like. I mean, it was cool. I mean, before the movie started, they have like a thing where it says "shut off cell phones," and then it went black, and then someone clapped and goes, "Aquaman!" Screamed out "Aquaman," which I thought was funny. And there was some guy who was laughing really loud at some of the jokes.
It might have been the same guy. He might not have been all there.
But it was cool. They had like Batman, and like I said, Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman kicked the most ass in the movie. I mean, but she deserved it after that great movie that she was just in. And there was Aquaman and Cyborg.
And I thought Jason Momoa was a good casting choice. Well, of course, I like Game of Thrones, and he was very good on that show. And I thought he was a good choice for the new Conan, which the movie was okay. It was a good concept, but I don't know, it wasn't executed good. But I think they did a great job with him as Aquaman. He was a very good addition.
I agree. I mean, it's weird because he wasn't in the movie that much as you might think he was in. But I mean, it was really cool. One thing is that they had, I was told, Jeremy Jahns, their movie was originally like 2 hours and 40 minutes, and they edited it down to 110 minutes, and there was some like pacing. Some of the pacing was a little bit off and stuff like that, so maybe that might be resolved through the director's cut whenever we eventually see that. So there might be another review of the director's cut way in the future. But I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was a lot of fun. That was one of the ones when it ended, a lot of people were clapping. And make sure to stay throughout the ending credits, because they're doing the same thing with Marvel. They had the credits, and then they have another scene, and then right at the very end, they have another scene.
Yeah, so 2 hidden, well, not really hidden, but 2 additional scenes after the credits started rolling. But it was pretty good. You could tell it was a mix between Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon. For those of you who didn't know, like Jason, Zack Whedon, that's another Whedon, I think. Zack Snyder, he was originally working on the movie, but then his daughter died. Yeah. And at first he continued with the movie because he thought he could deal with his emotions just by throwing himself into his work. But after some time, and I don't know how much he got completed, maybe most of it, like, I don't know, maybe 3/4, but he decided to step away. And since Warner Brothers hired Joss Whedon to do the Batgirl movie, they asked him to step in and take over the reins. Or maybe it was Zach's, but somebody asked him, and so you can see there's a mixture between the two. Whedon usually goes to a little bit light humor, too.
Yeah. If they're serious. But that reminds me of, like, whenever they were doing a sequel to Zombie, Lucio Fulci was having health, but he didn't. I mean, whenever Zombie 3 came out. Because originally there was a Zombie back, and then when Dawn of the Dead came out, in Italy they called it Zombie. No, wait a second. In the States, Zombie was Zombie, but in Italy, they called Dawn of the Dead Zombie, and then Zombie 2. So that's why sometimes, and then that's why you see a Zombie 3, whether it's not really officially a Zombie 2, even though they still sometimes call it Zombie 2. Lucio Fulci was in that for just a little bit, and then they turned it over to Bruno Mattei, so it's a completely different looking movie. But I didn't mind it. I like the machete-wielding zombie. I know I'm going off topic. But, I mean, I really enjoyed Justice League. I give it a 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect movie, but maybe when we see the director's cut, it might be a little bit better. I really like it. And there's like a controversy, kind of, because, with Rotten Tomatoes, I don't really listen to critics, but when Suicide Squad came out, Rotten Tomatoes really didn't like it. And a lot of people gave it a lot of backlash for the critics being so harsh on that one. And whenever Jeremy Jahns reviewed it, he said, what do you think the score from Rotten Tomatoes is going to be? And the score from Rotten Tomatoes is very low, but the more the controversy is, usually they have they're allowed to release reviews like a week before the movie starts. And this time, there was like a big review embargo. They couldn't do any reviews. Even though whenever the remake of Ghostbusters came out, there was a review embargo, and then Matthew Bell, his real name, Rex Eaton reviewed that, and it went viral, and then he broke the embargo. But they weren't supposed to have reviews for Justice League till Thursday, and then you see Jeremy Jahns and then Chris Stuckman after that, and then they couldn't release the score from Rotten Tomatoes until 12:01 Thursday night or Friday on the day it was released, and they found out that Warner Bros., who had the movie, owns Fandango, and Fandango owns Rotten Tomatoes, so a little bit of a controversy there.
All right, how about the second Justice League movie we will watch? What do you think of that?
Yes, this is Justice League Dark. And it's kind of like Justice League Goes to Hell, and there's Constantine and Swamp Thing's in it, and
Batman Dead Man. Yeah, there's some of the characters people might not be familiar with, but it's definitely worth looking up and find out a little bit about the backstory. But it's definitely worth watching. I mean, I was familiar with Constantine, obviously, from the Reeves movie that he did, which I thought was an all right movie. I never read the comics, but from what I've heard, it was a good standalone movie, but paled in comparison to the comics. Now, I did watch the Constantine TV show. It was short-lived, but I thought it was all right with Matt Ryan playing Constantine, taking over the role. And I thought it was an all right show. He made a cameo on Arrow, the TV show, and now he's supposed to be making, I think, a cameo in this season of DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Well, he does the voice of Constantine in this movie. Also, they're going to be, I believe now, doing the animated series of Constantine, where they're having Matt Ryan voice the character again. I was talking to my one coworker who's a real comic geek, and he agrees with me they should think about maybe bringing Constantine, if they're not going to bring it back as a regular live action, just the animation, they should see about adding him to DC's Legends of Tomorrow, because the original idea was for them to rotate in and out a lot of the characters on the show. And it looks like they might be getting rid of some this year and adding some. So it'd be kind of neat if they added him.
Without a doubt. I mean, excuse me. And so, I mean, Zatanna's in it, Etrigan, the Demon. And then they have, small appearances. They show a little bit of the Hall of Justice. And I said when we watched the movie, that from the old cartoon we were watching, they said, meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, like that. And then, they see...
Meanwhile, Jason disguised as a pool table had his balls racked.
I know. The Wonder Twins weren't in there, though.
Thank God. I hate the Wonder Twins.
Activate! Wonder Twin powers activate, and they had a little monkey Zeke or something like that.
Form of a tampon, and now we wait. That's from a Family Guy version.
It's so weird. But, I mean, they had a very different dressed Wonder Woman. They had Green Lantern, then just small parts. But they had, nightmare crimes where they were making, the people see, demons and stuff like that. And they were this one woman was going to toss her baby off this giant thing. And this was R-rated. This was another R-rated cartoon. Just sort of disturbing violence. And they really went over it. Wasn't like Killing Joke where it was a little bit R-rated. I don't think Killing Joke really deserved R-rated. I think this one did because they had some really messed up stuff.
And I think probably the only reason he had Batman in it so much was because I don't know how many people are familiar with the other characters.
Yeah.
So that kind of, he bridged the gap between the Justice League characters and the ones that appeared in Justice League Dark. Now, if you want, there is a series of comics called Justice League Dark. And I read them. Actually, I read them online because the library system takes in a service called Hoopla Digital. So if you have a library card, you can sign up for Hoopla Digital, and it's free. And they have pretty much all the DC comics on there in Vertigo. So there's a Justice League Dark. Well, maybe not all their comics. They had Sandman comics are on there, which I think was that originally Vertigo? I can't remember. By Neil Gaiman, who people might have seen. He did American Gods. That was out just recently, and Stardust, the movie. He wrote, and a bunch of other stuff. Then they're going to be adapting a bunch more of his movies or comics. But check out Hoopla Digital. They even have Hellboy comics. I started reading some of those. One of the other comics by Mike Mignola that created Hellboy. So it's kind of neat. I'd say definitely if you want to get back in comics like I started to do, Hoopla Digital, and you can download an app for like your cell phone. And what's neat is not only can you open it up like a comic, a digital version, but if you click, you can go pane by pane as well, and it'll blow up a lot better, especially on your phone. And it's neat, and it's a pretty cool app to have. But yeah, it's all free, just as long as you're a member of the U.S. Well, I don't know if it's in other countries too, but in America, the library system. As long as you have a membership, you just have to enter your membership number when you sign up, and it's all free. There's a limit on how much you can run at a time, but they also have movies. I think I don't know if they had TV shows, music, and they had a couple movies that were recent, like what's one called The Girl on the Train, like a couple years ago,
wow.
like 2 years ago or something like that, and it's on there already. So it's not just old stuff. They'll sometimes have new stuff on as well, but it's definitely worth checking out if you like comics.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was really cool.
Books.
I mean, I definitely got to check that out too. I mean, I liked it. This one was nuts, though, but it was a lot of fun. I give them both a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed them. And it was really cool. Also, for the coming attraction, they had like they're going to be making a movie version of the video game Rampage, which I thought was pretty cool. Right. That looked really neat. And then they had something called A Quiet Place, where you have to be real quiet or you get hunted. And there's a part where they were total silence. And a kid knocked over. I jumped. And I looked at my friend John. I said I'd probably screw up because I'd be farting all the time, making noise and stuff like that.
We're too loud. We'd be dead instantly.
I know, but I mean, I really enjoyed both Justice Leagues. Like I said, I'm interested in seeing the full director's cut of the other one. But I mean, they're both 9 out of 10 for right now. So I really enjoyed them. So until next time, I hope you like this insightful discussion with me and John of reviewing Justice League and Justice League Dark. So until next time, take care, my legion.
And make sure you're tuned in for the other part of Superhero Saturday, where we review Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.